Screen says it's showtime and it's time to go live. Let's first jump over to comments section. We're here to talk about the last minute changes. It says on the ticker on the counter for C2E2 from the time we are here live, it says 2 hours. I'm sorry, 2 days, 2 days. I'm too excited. I can't tell my days from my hours and my hours from my days. It says 2 days and 15 hours, 14 hours till C2E2 kicks off. So I'm coming here for a part 2. Fanboy Cantina is joining us. Thank you so much, Fanboy, for the let's go. And Jim Campbell saying chicken jockey in reference to. I'll get big on the big screen later, but we are planning to be on site at C2E2 with rubber chickens. Let's go first thing first. From the Svengoolie subreddit, Reddit. This is a hot topic that needed to be addressed. Most typically, for a big broadcast post on the weekend on Reddit, it comes to the conclusion, and the senior moderator of the subred, Hollow09, Danny, comes around and puts in what he calls the final gag of the night. If you haven't been paying attention, if you're getting a sleepy eye at 9:30 at night Central Time, if you're taking a step to the refrigerator so you can stay alert during Batman and getting yourself another cup of coffee late in the Friday on the Saturday night, you might miss what Hollow has been calling the final gag of the night. But here we go. Killer Smiles is saying, did anyone catch the stinger that can share the stinger? And then some people are in the comments saying, the stinger, what's the stinger? I don't understand the stinger. So it came organically through the conversation in the Reddit. The stinger is the same thing as the final gag of the night. So then it only makes sense that sometimes we'll still, hey, Michaela, glad to have you in the comments section. And again, for Michaela and anybody else that would like to have been able to attend the convention coming up, but just can't make it, we are here to provide the best coverage that we can for C2E2 and Sven News and other business related. Michaela, as long as we're on the Reddit topic, has been dropping art project after art project into Reddit, and it continues. It is always good to see Michaela and her art, which very often is featured on the actual Svengoolie show. But to close out the opening bit here, so comment in the comment section, do you refer to it as the final gag of the night? Do you refer to it as the stinger? What's a good name for the closeout joke that comes around every week? As the crawl shows, let me come out of the fanboy. Fanboy says, no, Svenooz is good Svenooz with Gary Svenu. You got me there. Okay, let me come out of stop sharing so I won't be so tiny. Here we go. We got the diver helmet ready. We got the hat ready. We got the wig under the hat. Let me tell you, you can see I've been growing out the scruff, and clearly it's not the same. Where's my props? All right. Today, I made the heads through the encouragement of Chai Star G. We're going to get a little just for men coloration in here and try to get the proper Svengoolie color to represent. I'm going to try to go without the Party City based attachments, fake scruff. It may be the case that this very Sven on vacation Hawaiian Aloha shirt. So if you're looking to catch up with me at the con, looking for the guy who's looking like a Svengoolie on a vacation with that hat, that shirt, maybe a little bit of other stuff, definitely some of the just for men, that I'm going to experiment with it. Now, I may end up going with the Party City attachments after the fact anyway, if I can't nail the landing, but let's see how it shakes out. Okay, so now there have been many a change in Svengoolie's location. So now I want to break down the Sven business and then cover other C2E2 comings and goings. So originally says, as it did last year, that Svengoolie was going to be at table 1. So last year I'm in the line, and then would have been great to have Sven and Kevin Smith together, but then it comes to pass, I realize Sven isn't there. I'm in the line for Kevin Smith, or the Kevin Smith line was letting out. So I had to try to relocate. So now we're trying to be, as we sit here on a Tuesday night, it may well change by the time we get to Wednesday or Thursday or actual game day of Friday. As it stands now, first table 1 was announced, then that was scratched. Then table 42 was announced, but thanks to field contributor Fanboy Cantina out there making sure I saw the posted notification from Rich Coase himself, they will now be at table 44 in the autographing area. So let me say, I'm just going to say, I know I don't like to go live against other people. Maybe when you're done watching, feel free to check out the Oh Yeah Comics channel. There's Art Baltazar live at the actual beautiful downtown Skokie right now, broadcasting from his comic store on his YouTube channel. But now I'm trying to come now because I was trying to get to the app. So some things I like better on the full screen, some things better from the app. So here we go. The C2E2 app to me is very practical business. So up here is the autographing area. And of course, it's a long stretch across the convention floor with many different signings going on. So that's important to try to get the lay of the land that way. And then if I can grow up this size of the screen here, then you got Artist Alley. Again, not that you need my helpful hints or pro tips for the con, but the way I like to do Artist Alley is like in a snake format, meaning I cover the entirety of one row, come back the other way around, and go back and forth because you don't want to miss any of all the awesome offerings that the Artist Alley artists have to offer. Okay, let me try to catch my breath. I know it's that pre-con excitement. I'm out of my tree a little bit to get going there. All right, let's come to another share screen, do a little bit more Sven, and then talk a little bit of convention that is the whole rest of the convention besides the Svengoolie business. So share screen, hit it once, hit it twice. And let me come to, I guess right here. Yep, okay. Actually, let me come up right here to the actual Svengoolie page, and then let me flip back to where I can see what I'm doing. Let me reposition myself down there. Okay, now let me get where I can steer around. So I'm not trying to criticize, right? But obviously it is Friday and Saturday both, but it's billed here as Saturday. Okay, so the times, again, it's per Rich Coase's own words as forwarded to me via the Fanboy Cantina news service, right? So Friday, 11:45 to 12:45 at table 44. Saturday, same times, 11:45 to 12:45, table 44. Now, again, the lines can get long to not be cut off at the end of the line, as can happen at conventions. A useful move is to get earlier into the line. Rich himself has said, try to be earlier in the line so you can get through the line within the time allotted that they have. Okay, so now main prime time Saturday night at the con from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the room S403. So it's the traditional list of rooms. So then you're away from the main floor of the convention, up in the panel rooms, and as hosted by Sven, moderated by John Suntress. Every year it's the same chocolate and peanut butter and jelly combination, the two tastes that go great together. So I'm super looking forward to John and Rich Coase up on the panel, having the conversation, taking questions from the audience. Okay, the professional photo ops options are also there Friday and Saturday. So, of course, right here, we're looking at the Svengoolie appearances list. So let me come, if I can flip the tab this way. Now, sometimes it lets me flip the tab this way, sometimes not. So let me stop sharing and let me reshare then. Let me see comments. Hey, Skywalker's glad to have you back around. Let me see. Michaela's got some comments here. Let's see what we got cooking. Since Michaela can't attend, is there any way that I can send my questions? Michaela, I can't promise I can get your questions in front of Sven because sometimes the line up at the mic gets really long, but please do send your questions, Michaela. I can also try when I'm getting in the autograph line to say, hey, Sven, here's what Michaela has to ask, and we can see if we can get it that way. Store Ghoulie is dreaming of having a photo. Again, hey, but I look forward to that day when it's the right day for you to be on the plane and come check out the con. And again, I'm all interactive with Michaela here, but absolutely Skywalker, so cool to have you around. Okay, Fanboy says might suggest sending the questions to Sven via Twitter, right? Because that is the more direct route. And let me. Sven is obviously a man of the people, is obviously a busy guy. Fanboy definitely puts forth a very fair point here. If the question can float out there in the Twitterverse or at the Sven Guli email, sometimes you can get the response, sometimes you can't. But Michaela, you are a known name because of to the Sven and the crew because of the number of times your art has appeared on the show. So let's go ahead and try all avenues possible to try uh, to get your question in front of Mr. Coase, but absolutely, Fanboy has a proper, solid, practical idea right there. So, and let me give, for example, well, just sometimes I have emailed into the show and gotten a response. Other times I have not gotten a response, and again, I just have to consider the great volume of emails that come in to the show. Okay, now please put any other comments from our our select group of current live viewers. Okay, so I covered the stinger. I've covered so let me come back to the C2E2 and do a little bit more on the maps and stuff and a little bit more on who else and what else is going on. We've got the entire Breakfast Love, blah, 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 Breakfast Club cast. You got your Ali Sheedy, your Molly Ringwald, your Anthony Michael Hall, your Judd Nelson, your Emilio Estevez. They're all there and ready to go. For those of us who are fans of the Psych TV show, I can even recall in the past, Fanboy passed me the Psych T-shirt from the Psych TV show. Now, not listed are our two main leads, but you got your Kristen Nelson, you got your Timothy Amundsen, you got your Kurt Fuller, and I know I'm not getting everybody there, but so everybody except for James Roday and Dule Hill from the main cast of Psych. Well, I guess not Corbin Burnson, but they're going to be on a panel on Friday night. They're going to be doing signings and autographs. So again, you got your John Hughes memory lane, you got your Psych TV memory lane. There's just so many cultures that feed in. So, okay. Michaela says, if I have questions or Michaela, feel free to put the question right in here too. And again, I cannot guarantee it, but I can approach the possibility of it. And there's always Twitter and email also. All right. Let me get another sip of water here. These are the times where it's good to have a Fanboy Cantina in the other box so you can catch your breath when you're all frantic about the content material of the show. That's some good water, let me tell you. Okay, here we go back to share screen, and let's hit panels. Okay, so now we're back to, okay, so there are some filters off to the side here. You can see it says filter by, so you can select for either the day, you can select for you can hit one of these little alphabet tabs here up at the top. So I want an event that I'd like to be at, but I will not be at this Thursday, April 10 at 3 dots and a dash, which is right there, 435 North Clark Street, arguably the top tiki bar of downtown Chicago. So that's the pre-party, the official pre-party for C2E2. That would be great, but I'm just not making that one. Okay, so now let me come back. Oh, here, I got to stay where I am. I'm going to do the scrolling. Maybe I should be closing out the tabs. Where am I? I'm not over here. I'm over here. Okay, panels. So let me try to scroll down. Last time we looked at guests and talent. So again, just look at all these different opportunities. Wig application workshop, reservation required. So Anthony Michael Hall, Billy West. It goes on and on. Friendship is a superpower. The variety of topics, it's off the charts. Again, I noted last time John DiMaggio, who does many voices, including the Aquaman voice from the Batman cartoon. I just like to hear the man say the word outrageous. It's good stuff. There you go. Kristen Nelson, Kurt Fuller, All the psych related people are going to be there. Phil Lamar, who's got a whole long list of credits. It's there you go, Maggie Lawson again. Comic book bestseller list. Such a variety of things. Star Wars story time. Okay, so then as it gets there, Svengoolie autographing. So let me come out of this one, and then so Art. Let me come back to. So this is a feature I didn't key in on last time when I had co-host Chai Star G with me. I see I'm hitting a 15-minute mark. I have no idea if I'm going to be here another 2 minutes or longer than that, but we're just kind of doing a somewhat pop-up live stream kind of a way here. Okay, let's go share screen and let's get Art, because again, this I thought was an important thing to highlight. So we looked at the artists and the talent, but now I don't know if this is a new feature. I can't say or not a new feature for the C2E2 website. But so here you go. Like what different art renderings can you find in Artist Alley? So here, Warren Montgomery. I'm not ultimately familiar with Warren Montgomery, but that's a pretty good looking Riddler and a pretty good looking Penguin in the Batman 66 stylings. It's the variety of stylings here. So again, here, Warren Montgomery just highlighted on Batman. Here's a rendering on Dracula 1931. So that's some good stuff. I know I definitely look. There's a Godzilla from Warren Montgomery. I didn't mean to super highlight Warren Montgomery. Never met Warren, but pretty cool. The Reinholds, definitely long time Marvel contributors, Chicago area people. Reinholds, perennial attenders of Artist Alley, going on 20 years on and off. I've been seeing them come and go through Artist Alley. Christopher Jones, absolutely, for his DC Justice League, DC Young Justice work, and obviously the Svengoolie portrait that I have just back over the shoulder. So I thought for people who are looking to maybe get an idea of what might you want to get in Artist Alley, look at this, Todd Nark. So this, let me reference. Todd worked on the Young Justice series with Peter David, and soon to come, because Peter David right now has a GoFundMe fund is what I'm trying to say. Peter's got some medical expenses. So, for people who are able to contribute, or people who in the comic verse who have felt that they were well served by the work of the writing of Peter David. Again, I'll do a whole separate conversation on this a different time, but so cool to see Todd with his great art available. Again, there's the Chris Jones portrait of Svengoolie. It's as we keep saying, you can't cover everything because there's so much out here to cover. But I just wanted to again give some entry levels, just capture some of what's available, because it is all good stuff. All right, let me see comments to get caught up. Okay. Michaela says, if I don't have any questions before, I can share my photo of the letter I shared. Hey, yeah, Michaela, again, when assuming that, because like, again, when I'm doing a show here, sometimes something slips my mind and all that, but absolutely post it into Reddit, and I will make an effort again by hook or by crook to put that in front of Sven. Now, Campbell's Corner, from Campbell's Corner, is Sven signing in. Well, see, some things I'm giving away, like the costumery. There is a newer generated thing that I want to save it till after we got the signature. So I will have to owe Jim Campbell and everybody else the answer to that question. And speaking of questions, here comes Michaela. Here's a question I have thought of so far. Michaela is interested in becoming a horror host or influencer with autism one day. Is there any advice to start her own horror hosting career? I cannot think of a better question than that, Michaela. I honestly cannot think of a better question than that. That is super cool. So, yeah. And again, I feel maybe in an email, Rich would be able to give a more expansive answer, because it's not like long format essay answer where there's a long line of people up at the microphone, and then it's not like he gets to give a long story answer to all those. But hey, let me put that question up in front of him. And then again, maybe social media might not be the best format for that either, but absolutely via email would be another good thing. So let's see. I referenced the Just for Men. I just want to come in and get closer up. So there's the Chris Jones right in the middle. Definitely looking to run into Chris Jones in Artist Alley. Definitely looking to have a good time at the convention. I think that's all the excitement I have in me for one night. I'm chomping at the bit to get into the show. I'm super excited to be there with Chai Star G to scout around and have a good time through all the convention events. I hope this is, besides me being all hyped, I hope this is somewhat useful for somebody who's looking to strategize how they were going to proceed through their days at the convention. Again, I got the dive in headline right there. So 773-693-5493. If the Mandarin is at the convention, Mandarin, I hope that you hit me up on the text or the call-in hotline right there at the convention. If anybody else who is not the Mandarin wants to give a shout out or try to cross paths at the convention, that is the best way to do it. But let me tell you, at the time where I'm in line for a Svengoolie signature, I'm not really responding to the hotline. At the time where I'm trying to record the conversation between your John Suntress and your Rich Coase from 5 to 6 p.m. Central on Saturday night, I'm not going to jump in for the hotline at that time. But any other time when I'm coming and going, and I'm going to have the charger packs, as Fanboy G and me were just talking about the value of the portable charger for your phone. So I'm trying to get all the pre-game prep ready to go. We'll definitely come back and do a post C2E2 review. And definitely I got to get caught up with Nanette also, since she was just at the College of DuPage live appearance of Rich Coase just the other day. So we're owing the people the coverage. We're looking to have fun times ahead. I'm going to close this out for now. Thanks for coming through. Looking forward to C2E2 fun. And that's all for now. Thanks, everybody. We will catch you very soon.